Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the demo video for the child year calculator. From time to time I ask people what kind of spreadsheets they would need, and people give me some really exciting ideas as to what they use spreadsheets for, and things I would never have thought of actually doing had not been for them to give me the suggestion. And this is one of those spreadsheets. Now, apparently there are a lot of people out there working with children, whether it be schools or groups or whatever the case might be, and you need to have a list of the children along with their date of births, and to be told what year they're currently in, or in fact when they are due to start school. So this is exactly what the spreadsheet does. So let me show you how it works. This is the intro page. So what you would do here, all you need to do on this page is override any of these years if you want to. So now I've put in the years already. So if you decide to call one of these years something different, so year 11, I think it's year 11, if you want to call it GCSE, you can actually come and do put that in there, and then you'll see it'll override the name. So all this is really is just to override the name of any of the years should you wish to, and it will do just that. That's all. This will, you can put the name of your list. So if your group or your club or whatever it is that you've got a name for that, you can put that in there. It'll just change the name. It'll just so that you can identify the group that these children belong in. That will basically is just really the name for the list that you're creating. All of these dates here is the dates of birth between those periods for year R, age 45. Those will all update. So as you get to the 1st of September in the new year, when you wake up in the morning and open up the spreadsheet, all of those dates would have changed. That would stay the same. The age would stay the same, but the date of birth would change accordingly. So you don't have to update that. That will update as you open the spreadsheet on the new term date. So they'll update automatically. All you need to do is put in the list of names, and it's really simple. It's 4 columns. Child's name. Don't put the same child twice. Obviously, if you put the same name twice, let's put in here 10 again, it's going to go red, tell you they're duplicates. So don't do that. Just put the list of the children's names, date of births. That's straightforward enough. The back, I'll tell you what that is in a second. Any notes. If you need to make a note, I don't know what, it depends what this list is for. You might want to make a note about something. That's just for you to type whatever you want to in there. That's fine. What you can do then is, this is to take a year back. If, for argument's sake, a child is supposed to be in year 1, but for some reason their parents kept them back a year or didn't start them, or whatever the case might be, you can just put a 1 in there and it moves it back, so it says that they're in year R. If by some slim chance they moved on a year, you just put in -1, it'll do the same thing, but the other way, if they're where they're supposed to be, you can just leave that as it is. This is just because obviously you may have a situation where a child's born close to the change of the year, and the parents actually decide to put them in the previous year, or whatever, however it works. you can then adjust it so that you don't have to keep adjusting it every year. You just adjust it once, and every year it'll recalculate and it'll put them in the correct year. So as you can see, it shows based on the date of birth how old the child is in years and months, and it also shows what current year they're in. If they're not in school yet, it shows when they're due to actually start school based on their age. But again, if you went and said, well, no, they're going to start, if you went here to this guy and said, no, he's going to start school a year later, you can, oh, sorry, not -1, you can see there changes to 2021. So it even works for the school when they're due to start school. So that's your list. It's as simple as that. It really is. If you want to override any of the names there, and then simply from the child's name, date of birth, put in -1 or +1 if they're going back a year, and then notes, whatever you want to do. And lastly, what this does is it generates a report for you. Just a handy report, tells you how many children on your list, how many are at school, yet to start school, how many have been adjusted, how many adjustments have you put in zero, what's the average age. And here you can see a nice breakdown of the graph based on which year they're in, as well as the grey ones who haven't started school yet, the yellow ones at school, the dark grey out of school. So you can see this is a nice breakdown graph just to show the kind of age groups of the children that you've got. I hope you find that useful, but that's not necessarily why people use the spreadsheet. Really, they just want to get this information over here updated. So every year, as I said, when you open this after the 1st of September, all of these details will change every month, but these here will change every new school year automatically. You don't have to do anything. So I hope that that's helpful to you. If this is a list that you need, obviously do get hold of this list. And if it is something you use, I wish you all the best. Thank you and goodbye.